Rules. It has zero welding, all-strip body. It was only seatbelt. On yesterday's episode on Zach's workshop, you guys see me bring home these two cars. Now today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some photos of the Bash for Cash car, put it up for sale, see if I have any biters. If not, it's probably just gonna become a dumpster car once I take everything off of it I wanna take off of it. And this car, we're gonna try to get running today. This thing has probably not been running in about 3 years, and it's not in the best of shape, but it is a square body. So let me show you what we're working with. So what we have here is a Ford 5-liter fuel injected. I can switch this back to carbureted for the money that it's going to take and how little of these cars that are readily available here in Ontario. It's not worth it. If you're planning on running a whole bunch of these cars, then maybe that's something you should look into. I believe Demolition's Missions has a video of him switching one of these from fuel injected to carbureted. But we're not going to do that. The first thing that we're going to do is throw a battery in, see if we can get it running. Once we get it running, then we will start getting rid of stuff that we don't need. Like, we definitely don't need that heater, we don't need that air conditioner, we don't need that windshield wiper motor, we don't need half of the evap system. We got a battery put in this car now. We also got a battery charger hooked up. First thing I guess we're going to do is try to turn it over to see if it's seized, and if not, then hopefully we can maybe get it to run soon. So let's see if this thing's seized. A quick turn of the key. Nope, that thing's not seized. So now, a vehicle that hasn't been sitting, you don't know what the fuel lines are like. So what I do is I rotate the key 2 or 3 times, and I hear the fuel pump click on fuel injected cars. Get some pressure into the lines. Let's get a little bit more pressure. Oh, we got a little sputter there. That's a little bit more of a sputter. The headers have been cut, sorry, the catalytic converters have been cut off this by the previous owner. So it is going to be loud. That was 2 sputters in a row. We're just going to let that battery charge a bit. Let's take apart some of the air intake to see if there's any mice or anything in there. If I had a can of Quick Start, that would be really nice right now, just to help get it going. Nope, no mice, so that's a good sign. Don't need this. Let's take a look at this distributor cap, see if there's any water corrosion or anything in here. Oh yeah, she's really corroded inside there. We're just gonna get some sandpaper and clean up some of those terminals to help get a better connection. Now with the distributor cap all cleaned up, let's try this again. Come on, you old girl. cap, we put a battery in it, we have the charger onto it, it still does not want to fire. The next thing I want to take a look at is the actual fuel itself. We've cleaned the distributor and the vehicle still will not fire. We put a battery charger on it, still will not fire. It kind of sputters but doesn't go. So my theory is this vehicle's been sitting for a very long time, I think 6+ years, and fuel's only got a lifespan in its optimal octane around 6 months, I believe, like that, 3 to 6 months. So the fuel in this is probably really old. So what we're going to try to do is disconnect the fuel line from the motor, pump out a whole bunch of the old fuel, and put some new fuel into it. Let's get started. Okay, we've drained out some of the fuel, we've put new fuel into it, we've cleaned the distributor cap. Let's see if we can get this thing to fire. After about 6 hours of trying to get this car running, the motor is garbage. I did a compression test, the car failed. There's gas in the oil, there's oil in the antifreeze, motor's junk. Now a lot of you guys are probably going to say, why don't you put a Chevy motor inside this car? And my reply is it's rotted. If it was a good clean car, maybe, but it's not. The fenders are gone, the rockers are gone, the rear frame, you can't even tie the car down with it because of how rotted it is. It's just a very rotted car, there's no floors in it. The passenger side's much worse. Like, looking. Floors are pretty much gone in the car, everything like that. There's no real reason why I should put any effort into this to make this car run. It's just not worth it. So what we've started to do is we're just going to fill this car with scrap and get rid of it. It's not worth putting the time, the effort, and even the money into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw all of our old motors into it and everything, and just do a good cleanup in the spring here, and take it all in. It's a shame because these square bodies are getting more and more uncommon here in Ontario, and it's very hard to find one that's good to run and not too rotted, but unfortunately this one does not run and it is rotted, so kind of a shitty day. This is the second car I've bought this year that has not ran, and kind of looks like my rough year of buying cars is going to continue this year, but hopefully the Derby world changes and I get better in the track this year. Thanks for watching Zach's Workshop. Make sure you guys hit that like button and the subscribe button. See you guys tomorrow.